Fingerboard Friday! It is finally here. It is Friday today. You know it's Friday. I know it's Friday, and it is Fingerboard Friday. Hey, what is up? Welcome back to another video. My name is Alex Pickering, and today I'm doing something kind of cool. And I'm talking about everything I hate about all my obstacles. Not so much everything that I hate about my obstacles, but I will be talking about some obstacles that just didn't turn out how I wanted them to turn out, and just talking about things that I don't like about certain obstacles and things that I really like about certain obstacles. And I'm not only going to be talking about obstacles, I'm also going to be talking about wheels, trucks, boards that I got that I just didn't really like or that I really liked. So yeah, hope you enjoy. So I will start off talking about my giant half pipe. This thing is definitely one of my favorite obstacles that I've ever made and ever been able to ride. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. The only thing that I don't like about it is it's made out of foam. So it's super lightweight, it slides around a lot, but I normally just glue it down to my table every time I want to use it. And about the only other thing about it is it kind of dents easy on top because it's paper and foam. So what do you expect? But hey, this is still a very awesome obstacle. The cement obstacles that I have made, this is one of them, just this cement kind of parking block, I guess it's called. I really love how this turned out. It is a little rough on top for the boards, but this board, I don't know what is up with this board. This is a board that I made myself, and I don't know what is up with it, but it does not scratch. I mean, it kind of scratches, but like you do not see it at all. And even if you do get a scratch on it, you can pretty much just like rub it off and it kind of just wears itself off. So yeah, you can see there's a lot of other scratches on it, but really from a distance, you do not see it really at all. Link in the description if you want to buy this board on my website. I make them, so go ahead and buy one if you want. Right now, I'm going to talk about some of the decks that I have used with some grip tape and also just the hardware on my current boards, and just give you a little rundown on what I am using right now. So this is one board that I only used for a couple of weeks, and then I switched out my parts and put it on this board. This board is a dark walnut board that I made myself. When I put the grip tape on this just a week ago when I had to redo the grip tape, I was just lazy and didn't take the trucks out, so now I just put it over the trucks. So yeah, anyways, don't do what I did. I knew that I was going to cover the trucks in the process, but I just really wanted to fingerboard, and my grip tape that was on this board was really old. So yeah, this board was pretty much the very first Gripsion board that I ever used. It also has no holes in it because I used this for that video where I did no truck fingerboarding. So yeah, that was pretty fun. But yeah, this board is a pretty cool looking board. I do not sell this board, so it's kind of a one of a kind. I don't know, I think that's how you say it. It also has this cool like bubble texture to it. You can kind of see it, it's kind of like an opaque, you can kind of see some like texture to it. This board does not scratch. It just looks like this from the start. So yeah, I really liked this board when I used it. I don't use it anymore. I probably will set it up sometime in the future. So yeah, pretty cool board. I used this board for quite a while, probably about a month and a half, 2 months. And then I switched from this board to this board to this board. So these decks are still in perfect condition. I can still set them up kind of whenever I want, but hey, I really like the walnut boards. The board that I'm currently using, I'm using a dark walnut board that I made with ill pill wheels on them from Dirty Fingerboards. And then I'm using the trucks off flat face called the Fire trucks. So these are pretty good trucks, not like super high quality, but they get the job done and they're pretty cheap to replace. But I am planning on upgrading to either Burt trucks or dynamic trucks in the near future. So that's this board, and now onto this board. Where do I even begin with this? So this is a board made out of titanium. It doesn't get much cooler than that. Just weighing in at 25 grams, it's pretty light considering it's made out of metal. And the wheels that I have on this board are the caramel wheels off of flat face, and these wheels actually don't even exist anymore. You can't go on flat face and buy them. So I actually got one of the last set out there. It was only about a week after I bought these that they got removed from the website, but they're decent wheels, not the best, but they actually are very smooth. They don't spin for a very long time, but they're like super smooth and have a really nice like smooth caramel feeling to them. Maybe that's why they're called that. But compared to my ill pill wheels, they're pretty comparable. The ill pill wheels spin for way longer, but they just have a little bit more of like a hard feeling to them, even though urethane is a little bit softer than plastic, but they just have a little bit more of like a dense hide feel to them, whereas these ones are just very smooth. But yeah, I don't really know. I still like both of these. On the titanium board, the grip tape is starting to peel away, but I'm pretty sure that's just because the board is made out of metal, and metal is very smooth, and the grip tape doesn't really know how to stick to it. So those are the main boards that I've used over the last few months. So now back on the track of obstacles. So this obstacle, I made this out of a 2x4 when lumber prices were a tiny bit better. I say tiny bit better. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out, but it's actually not quite as fun as I thought it would be after building it. I don't really know why. It looks like a pretty fun obstacle to use, but I thought it would have a little bit more flow and more technical stuff that I could do on it, but it just doesn't really have what I thought it would have. The fingerboard stair set that I just made. This is probably my favorite fingerboard obstacle I've ever made. It is so cool. There's pretty much nothing to hate about this obstacle. It is a super awesome obstacle. About the only thing is right when you get down here, because it's kind of rounded off here before it gets out here, it is sometimes a little sketchy at the end. Your board kind of just wants to like fall off, and you kind of just need to tip your fingers back a little bit more. But other than that, it works very well. About the only other thing I would say about this is that it's a little bit rough on top, but something that I might do in the future is put a piece of veneer on top and all the steps just to give it a better look, and it'll also make it way smoother. So yeah, probably gonna do that sometime in the future. Black River picnic table. I bought this off Flatface and it's very awesome. I kind of wish I went with like the slightly bigger one because it's definitely kind of small, but hey, it's still a very cool obstacle. This rail, there's nothing wrong with it, and it's definitely probably still my favorite fingerboard obstacle to this day. Fingerboard quarter pipe made out of foam board. I love this thing. Again, this is kind of what I said with the half pipe. It is just a little bit of a soft material, so it does dent, but for how cheap you can make this for, it's pretty awesome. And this is like so smooth. So this is definitely one of my favorite obstacles that I have ever made. I've never shown how to make this one on camera, but it's basically solid wood, so it is a very solid obstacle and it feels so nice. This curved fingerboard rail, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I've talked about this lots in the past, so most of you probably know a lot about this, but definitely one of my favorites. Pretty much nothing wrong with this except for this is curved a little bit, so it's a little bit wobbly. So I've put grip tape and stuff on the bottom just to help, but you definitely still need to either put something underneath on one side or just kind of hold it in place. And those are pretty much all the obstacles that I'm going to talk about today. I made a video very similar to this back in the beginning of the year, but I definitely had less obstacles. Like, I didn't have this. I don't think I had this. And there was many more that I definitely didn't have. So now I've made quite a few new ones. So I'm pretty happy with how they all turned out. So thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed me talking about my fingerboard stuff, be sure to drop a like on this video. It used to turn blue when you liked it, but then YouTube removed it for whatever reason. So now instead of going from gray to blue, it's now just gray to white. So less exciting, but hey, still like the video. It changes color. If you count black and white as a color. I don't know. Thanks for watching this video. All social media links plus the website are in the description down below. Subscribe button is straight across there. Click it right there. One video is over there, another one is over there, and I will see you in my next video. When I punched this obstacle, I like made a whole dent in it. Whoops.